I am going to talk about visual process of an human eye. And first I will describe the parts of an eye. So this outer layer of an eye is called cornea. This part over here is an iris. Okay, so there is a small black dot in your eye is over here. It's pupil. And this part over here is lens. Over here is retina. No, this part is retina. And this part over here is fovea. Over here is optic nerve. Okay, so now I am going to describe the visual process and how light enters into an eye and produce an image in brain. So when you see an object, for instance, you see a candle. Okay, the light enters the eye through cornea. Okay, cornea which protects the eye and bend and provide the focus. The light then passes through the pupil, the small black part over here, which is an adjustable opening. The amount of light that enters into an eye then regulated by iris. It is a muscle tissue which form an eye color such as green eye color, brown eye color. This is basically the muscle tissue iris. So that's regulate the intensity of light, as I mentioned before, is the amount of light. Okay, so when the iris takes in the light, it adjusts the intensity of light, and behind the pupil is a lens. This part of a lens which focuses on incoming rays into an image on the eye's light sensitive back surface. It changes its shape to focus on an object that are far and near on the retina. This process known as accommodation. So the lens basically changes its shapes when you see far and near object. Okay. The eye is sensitive about different colors of lightning, and it reacts with the help of cells receptors that is present in retina. And the two types of cell receptors are cones and rods that generated neural signals, and what retina received is an upside down image of what your eye sees. To talk about nearsightedness. What is nearsightedness? Basically, nearsightedness is a condition in which you cannot see, or maybe you have a blurred vision of the objects that are far away from you, or maybe in some distance. So what happened in nearsightedness? What happened is the same process, but the image that formed in your eye is blocking the way. The incoming rays are forming over here and in front of retina, you can say. So this is in front of retina, and the normal vision should be happening here. So when it spreads out, it forms blurred vision. Now I'm going to to talk about a condition called farsightedness. What is farsightedness? In farsightedness, an individual or a person cannot see objects near him or her. Farsightedness, the object form behind retina, right here. So that's why it forms behind retina, which is the cause of blurred vision. So the incoming rays forming an image behind retina causing a blurred vision for a person.
Is touch. The four skin senses of touch are pressure, temperature, pain, and itch. Can influence pain. These are mood, age, gender, expectations, social support, and perceptions of control. Pain receptors called nociceptors in the skin are activated by tissue damage. A signal travels up the peripheral nerve to the spinal cord. Within the spinal cord, chemical messengers called neurotransmitters are released. These activate other nerves that pass signals to the brain. The thalamus relays the signals in the somatic sensory cortex for sensation, frontal cortex for thinking, and the limbic system for emotional responses. Asserts that non-painful inputs closes the gates to painful input, which prevents pain sensation from traveling to the nervous system. Therefore, stimulation by non-noxious input is able to suppress pain.
A flood of memories influence people's moods and even affect their work performance because the olfactory bulb is part of the brain's limbic system. An area so closely associated with memory and feelings is sometimes called the emotional brain. Smell can call up memories and powerful responses almost instantaneously. Olfaction is mediated by specialized sensory cells of the nasal cavity, considered analogous to sensory cells of the anatane of invertebrates. In humans, olfaction occurs at specific sites on olfactory receptors. Olfactory bulb is the area of the brain from which the olfactory nerve extends.
The five taste sensations are sweetness, saltiness, bitterness, and umami. Myth is wrong because it's a century old, and how it says you taste sweet on the tip of your tongue, that's wrong, because if you put salt on the tip of your tongue, you're going to taste saltiness, so it's too old and it just doesn't make sense anymore. The auditory system uses a form of chemoperception that allows the human body to interpret chemical compounds and ingested substances as specific sensory interactions are the principle that one sense can influence the other, so how smell influences your taste.
Types of hearing loss are conductive, sensorineural, and mixed. Funnels into the ear canal and causes the eardrum to move. The eardrum vibrates with sound. Sound vibrations move through the ossicles to the cochlea, and the sound vibrations cause the fluid in the cochlea to move. Hair cells bend and create neural signals. Hair cells send high-pitched sounds information. Auditory nerve sends signals to the brain where they are interpreted as sounds. Is the number of cycles in a wave per a given unit of time, usually in seconds. Pitch is the perceived highness or lowness of a sound, determined by frequency. Amplitude is the amount of energy in a wave.